Hello. So, there's something that's been on my mind recently. I think today is a good day to share it. Someone asked in a group, what's something that you have done that no one else here has? And I tried to think of what would be unique experience of mine. And I remember that I had a front row seat for the Loma Prieta earthquake back in 1989. I was about 10 miles from the epicenter at the time. I don't live there anymore. I thought that that's probably something unique. And I was surprised that lots of people indicated that they were saddened by that. And although it was a very difficult time, it's not something that brings sadness to me. And so I thought I wanted to share something about that. Um, I was born in California, and I've been around earthquakes my whole life. It's something that scared me as a very small child, but I began to get used to it. But there's always a threat, of a really big one coming. And then when I was in elementary school, one winter it just rained a lot. It kept raining and raining. The power went out. Parents started coming to pick up their children from school. A friend of the family picked me up, and finally my parents came and got me, and I heard about all the difficult things that happened because it actually flooded. A neighborhood where some friends of ours lived slid down the mountain. There was a flood. When we went to the grocery store the next day, it was powered by generators only. You couldn't see exactly where the street was because it was covered in mud because the river had gone over its banks. And we were without power for about 4 days. So, experiencing that, then when it got time for the earthquake as a young adult, it wasn't as traumatic. Yes, we were without power again for a long period of time. And that was hard. Lots of things were damaged. It was sad that many people lost possessions, homes. And then later on in life, we started getting fires where I lived, and I couldn't get to work for a few days. For one of them, I think it was the next year, we got evacuated. Because of that, we've had power turned off, and there's been a lot of hardships. But Tony Robbins is right. Things in life don't happen to you; they happen for you. And the flood, when I was a child, helped me to prepare for the earthquake. The earthquake and the flood helped me to prepare for the fires. And so when we got evacuated, I just took the action that needed to be done. And so because of that, I have a different perspective on the pandemic that we're experiencing. You see, it's very sad that people have been sick, and I personally know people who have gotten it more than once, and people have died, and that's also sad. But it hasn't seemed like that much of a hardship to me. Most of the time we still have had power. And unlike the Loma Prieta earthquake or the flood, we have the internet, so I've been trying to learn things. Not just stay at home and do nothing, but improve myself so that I can get out there and be better. So this year, 2020, I am grateful for because of the things that I have learned, the lessons. Let me give you another example. This is some of the harvest this year. We planted corn, and most of them turned out without producing any kernels. Now, it's not something we're depending on. It's something we'd like to be able to incorporate as part of our life, having a lot of our own food grown. And this year it didn't work out very well. But we can learn and get better and improve. But there are good things that have happened. It pushed us to get chickens, which we were wanting to do anyway. Now it really gave us the incentive. We pushed ahead. We've got them. And I'm learning all the wonderful benefits that come from having them. Like right where I am right now, which is where the chickens are, some of them, they've gone through, like by this bush right here. Look at the bottom of that. I didn't do anything special. They just cleared out all the dry brush. And that dry brush is a fire hazard. So even now as they're beginning to slow down their egg production, they're still very useful to us. Oh, we haven't had any ticks this year. Not that there aren't any here, probably. There probably are some. But we haven't had them on us. So what I'm trying to say is that in spite of all the problems that we go through and experience, there are valuable things that we can gain from them if we look carefully. And so I want to say that I'm thankful for this year. I've had another year alive and all that I've learned from it. And I'm hoping that people will look and find all the value that there is in whatever circumstance in which they find themselves. So what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for this year and the lessons I'm learning in it.